Hello, and welcome back to the channel, and some more Nightingale. So today I kind of want to give you my thoughts on the game. I got 54 hours into it, so well over 50 hours. We got lots of portals. I've got lots of different things in here. I've made a bunch of different rifles, different guns and ammo, and played a bunch of stuff with it with different things. And I'm torn. I'm really torn about this game. On one hand, I love it. I love the idea of it. I love everything, the portals and being able to jump through and the stuff like that. And I love the promise that the game kind of has of things that were expected in the future, more biomes, more things like that. On the other hand, I'm completely overwhelmed. Um, the game The game is, I call it an ADHD nightmare. It's there's too much in the game. It's so if I go down here, and this is exactly what I mean. All right, so this is my upgrade bench, and some of this stuff I've just I haven't taken apart the old benches. I just left them in the corners. I just keep stacking things in here, just to kind of prove a point, right? So you have your original basic or simple tanning station, right? Then you have the what is this? The refined tanning station, right? And then here I have a refined sewing bench. Here I have a regular sewing bench. Here, so you have two of these, right? But now, in order to get this thing to work, right? So right now, if I go down here, you'll see that I can make the chase pot rifle. Well, if I take this thing and I do this, and then I go down here, now I can't make that rifle anymore. So in order for me to be able to make that rifle, I have to have this thing, and you'll see it's connected, right? So, and for some reason, it's connecting to those stations too. I'm not entirely sure why. So for some reason, it can, your ammo crate can allow you to make other things here, right? So it gets weird. So, and say if I wanted to make a rifle, right? And I go down here, and I finally got it here. I'm like, okay, so I can make the rifle. I need these items. Okay, that's great. But in order for me to actually be able to build a rifle, I have to go down here, and first of all, I have to go find, like, um, that's the toolbox. So I have to find, and then some of them don't even have, like, some of them have items, right? Some of them don't. They just have the generic, hey, we haven't made an icon for this, so we just throw a generic thing over it. That's fine. The game's in early access. They're working on it. I get that part, right? But say I want to make this pickaxe, right? Well, I not only have to have the actual tool bench, the tool bench that's capable of using that, I also have to have this, the mining cradle. I've had to found that at some point, and I have to find this refined mining pickaxe, right? So if I take this and place this, and then I go put it on here, and then I have to get it close enough to these items so that it'll actually work, right? So because if I go too far out, it breaks. I can't put it outside because that doesn't work. It has to be in the same room. It can't be on the wall or something like that. So I have to put that down. So I need timber and twine. Easy enough. Now I got to go find this stuff. So there's twine. I have some timber in here. Got to make sure I grab the right, and we'll get started on that in a second. All right. So now I can go in here, and now I can go find. But I already made that, right. Refined pickaxe. There's refined climbing tools, refined mining pick, right? But I already could have built that because the T setters, I don't know, something allowed me to do that, right? So it's like I like it, but it's so. I'm sorry, but anything I need to have an AI to be able to tell me how to make things, like, and you don't really have to. There's a guidebook. There's a guidebook in here that you can go into and building, and you can dig through here, and we can go into the journal and the challenges and the glossary, and we can go find these, and we can go find out where we get all the different stuff, and right. And then I'm like, oh well, I need, in order to build my mining pick over here, right? Let's see, mining pick. So I need 2 ingots and 2 lumbers. Okay, so 2 ingots. All right. Well, let me go over here and have my box of ingots. Okay, well, which ingot do I want to use? Do I want to use the advanced Laconis, which gives me melee damage and durability? Do I want to use copper? It gives me range damage. And so each one of these has a little bit different things. And then if you're like, oh, well, I want to use advanced Laconis, right? You're like, okay, well, where the hell do I go? And then I got to open this. I got to go to glossary. I got to go here. I got to go. It doesn't even show advanced Laconis, right? It's, you know, uh, there's no Laconis in there, right? So that's great. So now where do I find that at? Now I just have to remember I got it from killing bad guys. It's, you know, and then you just get so much different stuff. You know, then I have pursuit ore, I have shimmering ore, I have, you know, each one of these things does a completely different abilities, different functions on them. So you can end up with like this pistol, which is Cryosiphon, which I built. I don't remember where I found Cryosiphon. I don't think I can buy it or get it anywhere. And then this one's made out of basically pursuit ore. And then as I go and build up all these things, then I go over here and I have to upgrade them to the next level with like this, right? So, and then this one is an advanced Laconis axe. And then I need to use the essence to actually build it. Well, the problem is once I get it to high enough essence level, and then I decide I found a new metal because I found a new metal, then I got to start over. It's this game is the ultimate squirrel content. It does nothing. It's I don't want to say it's impossible to make progress, but there's so much stuff. It's overwhelming. And that's probably the biggest complaint I have about this game, is that just building things is overwhelming. You need a spreadsheet, and then we find out yesterday this thing is so my respite name here is 269, right? So if I look at that and like this one, but this one. Like, so this is, Pete made this one, so he made another one, but his is 302. Why is his 302 and mine's 269? They're like 3 feet away from each other. Like, it makes no sense as the way that things are calculated, as the way the numbers work in the background. We have no way to know if something's better or worse. All we know is when we're throwing stuff together, we can kind of look at the information over here. Let me grab a couple of let me just grab a couple of different ingots here. There, we'll grab a couple of different ingots. Grab a couple of different wood. All right, and then we'll go over here, and we'll just go down here, and we'll go, all right, refine mining pick. That's the one we were looking at, right? So we'll autofill this. So this is going to throw in Laconis, which will give us extra melee damage, and then the swamp, right? But if I look at swamp, regular wood gives me nothing. Eaten wood gives me critical damage and durability, and swamp gives me magic power. So, like, it, and then not all the stuff, because if I actually look at that stuff in my backpack, Eaten gives me critical damage, stamina, efficiency, durability, and fuel durations, but not all that stuff applies to it, right? And, Swampwood gives me range damage, magic, and stealth, right? And then lumber doesn't give me anything. But if I go in here, I go back to my mining pick again. Swamp lumber, this one now only shows me, lumber says nothing. Eaten wood says it's only giving me critical damage or durability. And that one's only giving me magic power. but it had stealth on it, so I can't apply stealth to my pickaxe. So like, there's no rhyme or reason of which ones do and don't apply. Without going to grab the item and putting it in here, it's hard to know. And the same thing here. So pursuit gives me critical damage and durability. Obviously, the range doesn't work on that. Laconis, magnesium. Magnesium does nothing for a pickaxe. Ingot, silver, critical, and damage and magic. And then 10 gives me critical damage and durability. So it's just this weird mechanic where you have all these different options, and it's one of those things where if you give somebody too many options, it can force an action. And you get to a point where you're starting to try to build a weapon or something like that, and you don't want to build a weapon because I don't know which one I'm going to use. So here I am, I don't know what level I am now. I'm like 103 or something, I think, when I pull my rifle out, 113 or something. So here I am, high level, and I still have my very basically beginning level knife. I still have a stone knife for skinning. Like, I've upgraded my pickaxe because I have to, because you need the upgraded pickaxe to be able to mine new ore and things like that. But is that the best stuff I can make that pickaxe out of? I don't know. And I'm trying my best not to go to wiki pages and to dig in and look at big spreadsheets and do things like that, because I'm not trying to get that do that. Right? I'm trying to play the game. I'm trying to experience the game as somebody that doesn't have all that information, that doesn't go do all that stuff. I want to see what the game has in it. And even like if I go into the glossary here, go ahead and close this guy out. High gems, plant. So rocks, ores, minerals, right? So material, sulfur, right? And then you're like, okay, there's cobalt. So it tells me where to find it. It gives me no information about it. It doesn't tell me, oh, hey, this is what cobalt is. So I can't even go look here and go, oh, here's gold. Okay, realm power plus 100. I need to go to a desert to find it. Okay. So it doesn't tell me whether gold's going to be worth it for me, right? Platinum, I know platinum should be really strong. It should be very light. It doesn't tell me what its bonuses are, right? And I haven't found gold or platinum. I haven't found titanium. Actually, platinum. I'm thinking of titanium, which is really strong and light. Granite. I don't think I found granite yet. 51 plus in different. I probably have. I just don't realize I have it. Right. So, and this is all great, but like, I don't have a way to figure out what the stuff is. Even the stuff that I found, right? So I found zinc. Zinc's not listed in here. It doesn't tell me what zinc does. Like, we should have the information here of what zinc does, so that when you're going through this glossary, I should be able to go, okay, this is, and kind of be able to plan my stuff out. It's very complicated. And then even in crafting, like at least with crafting now, I think they added this where arcane, right, where it says enchanted. This is where it tells me I can make the stuff, and then basically it tells me which augments I need to be able to build those, which ones I have open, which ones I have locked. It tells me, it gives me a little bit easier way to do this stuff, because at the beginning I don't believe that this stuff was all here. And it made it very difficult, right? So like this, like I need a refined sewing bench, right? Or an excellent sewing bench, which I haven't opened yet, but one of these, and then I can make these boots. So but like I said, you have to go get the refined sewing bench, you have to find one of the augments, and you have to find the recipe for the boots. So you have to find all three of those, and then you have to figure out that this combination of magic cards will work. But then once I actually do that, if you go down and look at this guy, I have 5 of 7 things filled. So if you don't put the little Tetris puzzle pieces in the right order, you can actually break this workstation and it stops working because you have too many augments on it. So you almost get to a point where whenever you build something, you have to come out, put the augment down, build what you need to build, take the augment away, go put it back in storage, then bring it back. It's just, it's a mess. So it's just this level of complexity and difficulty and stuff that I don't think the game needs. And I don't know. It's I'm honestly starting to get to a point where it's making the game less fun for me. And it's I don't know. I love the game. I really do enjoy the game. I love the idea of it. I love being able to go over here and craft different realms and go different places, and the magicalness of being able to kind of make whatever realm I want and go and visit it and run around. I will say that the three basic biomes that the game starts with, we need more biomes. We need more reason to go to different biomes, and it with only having three biomes, it causes it not to be as much fun as I think it could be, and it starts to get old after a bit. Uh, I just I don't know. I'm torn because I love the game. I love the idea of it, but I think the game gets in its own way. What the hell is that thing doing? Did he just climb on? What the hell? Y'all saw that, right? That- what are you doing, tree spider? Nope, missed him. He doesn't know where he's at. Tree spider is tree spidering. All right. So I don't know. I think the game is good. It's a good premise. It's a good idea, but it's if you have ADHD, this game is a nightmare. It is squirrel all over the place. Like you can just you can get lost for days, and and then don't even get me started on the recruits because they're just or see they get lost. They just teleport to wherever they want to go. Like I have, I mean, if I open Fanny here, and I grab, oh, you would think here's a smooth bore shotgun, right? Here you go. Have a smooth bore shotgun. That would be great. And then if I do this and I go over here and I talk to her, and I'm like, hey, why don't you use a smooth bore shotgun? Followers are not currently able to effectively use this item. You can give them shells. You can do whatever you want to with them. They will literally run up to a monster. And actually, I can demonstrate here. We'll go ahead. We'll give her the rifle because I do have bullets for that, and we'll give her a couple of bullets. All right, so she has bullets. She has a gun. And if I run over here and I go find somebody, all they do is they run up and they just stare at them. If you give them the climbing pickaxes, they don't know how to use them as a weapon. Basically, you have to give them a pickaxe or an axe. I guess you could give them a knife, but if you give them a knife, they won't skin things. The game, we were told that they'll do all this other stuff, and if they do have like if you have them go out here, now they can pick up a bunch of crap. Like I can go out here and have them chop down all these trees and pick them all up, and they can carry their entire inventory back full of freaking ore or trees, and it would be fine. But like, I want to run up here and smack this elephant. This is a level 10 thing, so it shouldn't hurt us very much. We'll be able to run away from it. So she should run up here and help me. Ugh. Hi, Mr. Elephant. So she'll run up there eventually. No, you're not even gonna run up there. So you'd think she would turn and fire, but nope, she's not gonna do that. She just stands around, doesn't know how to use a gun. Not useful at all. And normally they just run up and just stand there. There you go. You gonna hit me, Fanny? Hello, Fanny. Nope, Fanny. Ouch, Fanny. Yep, nothing. And then if I gave her a knife, she won't skin, because I've tried that before. So the helpers in this thing are almost as bad as the ones in Pal World. Um, the having them try to do and help and do things, like they will cut down trees and stuff, but even if I give her, let me go ahead and give her this thing here. We'll put, and I gave her this pickaxe because I gave her the nice pickaxe, and then like I would go stand next to things and she would just sit there and stare at me. So like she can mine that, and then oh, you're gonna prove me wrong today. Okay, thanks. I appreciate that. Thanks. But I've had them where I've literally stood there and just sat there and stared at a rock for forever. But then when they do get up there and hit a rock, it just takes them forever. And I don't know, this comes off like me completely complaining about the game and stuff like that. It's very irritating, and it's just this. You were the chosen one, right? We were really hoping Nightingale was going to be amazing and awesome, and I think the game is amazing and it is awesome. It just gets in its own way. The game just, the early access of it, just there's a bunch of little bitty things that gets in its own way, and these are all things that can be fixed, and they're all things I hope can be fixed. But I don't know. Now as to whether I think you should buy it or not, I don't know. I'm having fun with the game. It's $30. It's a good idea. It's a good concept, and being able to support the developers to hopefully have them be able to get further into it. Time will tell whether or not they listen to feedback, and whether or not they're fixing things. And it seems like they are. They're actively working on things. A lot of stuff from the stress test where there was some UI issues, FSR was messing up, and they went through and they fixed a lot of that stuff so that they could try to fix it. I think it proves that they are trying their best to fix a bunch of that stuff, and that being the thing is good on their side. But yeah, so I'm out of range of that guy, and there's no range indicator for me to know how far away I am. So I think they're listening. Time will tell whether they continue to listen and do things like that. But the game definitely needs a little bit more time in the oven. It definitely could do with a little bit more, a few more ingredients, and definitely some few less ingredients, and just kind of some streamlining and stuff like that. But time will tell where it goes, and once we get there, we'll come back and we'll give you another one. With that, you guys be safe, and we'll talk to you soon.